Hello and welcome back to the Yard Red Festival here on the ESFX HeflaTV stream. I'm Grenda's Fiend. I'm going to be joined by Blackadder for this game 2 of a best of 3 between Hehe and Denial Esports.
Radiant's pick.
What a game 1.
I would be inclined to say, what in Divinity's Edge did we see in game 1? Because that was absolute carnage. Now, seems Hehe are at it again. First pick Wisp. First pick Wisp, and they did have that satanic last time. God damn it. I give you flack for this, but you understand why I give you flack.
Oh yeah, of course. It's a Wisp.
10 seconds.
It's not supposed to build that item? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and check out if Satanic has ever been built on Wisp before, but if you didn't watch game number 1, or weren't here with us for that one, I highly recommend it, although in the middle you'll probably want to fast forward through some parts. That was a crazy game, and a game for the ages. Get to see an Aghanim Scepter on the tree and Protector, pretty much global map vision, had at least 20 eyes in the forest out at that time. It was something. I'm not sure if we're going to see a similar game to what we just saw, and I hope not. I'm hoping for a little bit more. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, they hopefully will have mercy on us lowly casters, but I'm hoping for a bit more fighting, I think is what you were about to say.
Yes, I am too. I want to see a Wisp that actually uses Relocate offensively. Because last game, there was... I don't think there was an aggressive Relocate until the fight that ended the game.
No, there wasn't. Not a single aggressive Relocate, and that is not the way I generally envision a Wisp play, considering iconically you see Tiny Wisp, Chaos Knight Wisp, Brewmaster Wisp, Bristleback Wisp. Yeah, get my point.
Yeah, the Wisp wasn't picked for Relocate the last game. It was picked for Tether just to keep that Spectre alive.
Yeah, they played a 4-heal-1 strategy near enough, with the exception of the Venomancer. It's a very odd variation on the 4-protect-1 style of Dota. But now, Denial. They have their turn to pick. They're well into their reserve time. I'm wondering what they're going to show us this game. Are we going to see much of the same, or are we going to see something else?
Okay, so just an update on Satanic Wisp. Nobody's ever done that in the history of Dota. That was the first game in competitive Dota in
10 seconds
every game. And every patch that Wisp has bought a Satanic. Okay, so you have seen history in the making, friends.
I see.
Okay, so now in all of your pubs, you're going to need to go ahead and rush Satanic on Wisp, because it keeps your carries alive. You heard it here first. First pick Nyx Assassin for Denial Esports. They're going to be angling for more aggressive play. As we saw last game, they were able to maintain a lot of map control. This Nyx Assassin is kind of going to fill the same role as the Clink's last game, although not scaling as well late. At a certain point, the Wisp is more or less just going to be food to the Nyx, with a Vendetta Impale combo.
Well, Vendetta Impale, that's going to be the order of business to try to deal with the IO, but this is going to be a good hero across the board. Anyway, mana control is something that I always do like to see. I mean, occasionally we do see, say, EMP Tornado, and this is going to be a random, I believe. They are out of reserve time there, and did we have a disconnect? Yes,
Everybody
we did. We're having a remake. It's a remake.
It's a remake. So, behind the scenes with HeflaTV as we get into the next lobby.
Hey. Sometimes the game hates you. What
does.
can we say? I was going to say, that would be a very odd way to start a draft. Nyx Luna. That's not something I would ever expect to see.
As far as randoms go, I mean, Luna's not the worst.
Yes, but in a drafting scenario like that, Luna is usually a 4th or ideally 5th pick, considering how rare she is. Well.
Yeah, after such a stressful game number 1, like, they've completely blown my minds. It doesn't feel like we've only been casting one game. It feels like we've had, like, a whole day full of ridiculous games, when in reality it's only been one.
This level of shenanigans, I haven't seen in quite a while. I remember... I expect shenanigans of Hehe United. I will say that much flat out to everyone. Me and Grandis were casting a game about a month ago now, where we saw a Aghanim's Skywrath Mage core drop 5 or 6 Mystic Flares, and at that point it's no longer a Mystic Flare, it's a bloody Ion Cannon, and kill a 4,500 health Night Stalker.
It was something. He had an Ethereal Blade Bloodstone, and he just dropped the hammer. Like, it was insane.
I mean,
Yeah. Okay, so what are we going to see next? What are your bets on the hero and item that he are going to build? Okay?
or that he are going to build.
Yes.
I don't want to bet on that. That's no, just no. I like my money. Betting
Yeah.
on that is nigh insanity. I mean, we could see anything from Core Skywrath Mage to 4 Heal 1 to Necrolite to Team Malaysia's 4 Roll Zeus style. Just, I can't bet on that.
You really can't. What I want to see this game is an Excalibur Meepo. I doubt we'll be able to see it because it's probably going to be banned, but my fingers are crossed.
You okay? Okay. Well, let's get this game loaded and let's get this show on the road, shall we? No more disconnects, no more drafting issues, please.
Please? Okay, so into the game we're going to load into. Hopefully there's... Okay, so those are all connects. No disconnects yet. And CryoJ is going to get into the game 10 out of 10. Into the draft we're going to go. I'm going to assume that the bans are going to be exactly the same weight. Okay, so this is Captain's mode, although it looks like an all-pick screen.
Yeah, what the hell? There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just servers lagging again. This has been happening occasionally. I've been noticing some lag in games lately, which is slightly concerning. And there was, of course, the Steam servers all going down earlier, so... Touch wood, nothing goes wrong. I mean, hopefully. But Terrorblade banned, goodbye Brewmaster, the usual suspects getting evicted, it seems.
Actually, this is going to be a completely new draft because Denial Esports have first pick. They're not asking for a remake anything, so they're okay with this. This is going to be a completely fresh draft.
10
Okay.
seconds to go.
Well, with a fresh draft, we're looking for some fun, I think.
5 seconds.
I'm not going to make any bets. I'm going to throw it to you. What are you going to expect?
Reserve.
I'm going to expect the unexpected. I know that's such a really crazy
So-
cop-out answer, but
You want
Yeah.
the Spanish Inquisition?
yes.
I see. So,
Dyer's ban.
usual suspects all banned, Death, Prophet, and Void once again gone, and would you
Denial.
look at that. First pick Wisp, but this time for Denial.
Oh, wow. Okay, so hehe. This is one of the fastest drafts I've seen in quite a long time. They just instantly snapped up Razor and Venomancer. Their Venomancer did pretty well last game. I'm not sure if it warrants the second pick. They're going up against a Batrider as well as Wisp. A huge amount of global ganking presence coming from Denial Esports. I don't think that what hehe got is bad per se, but I'm not sure if it's good enough.
Yeah, Razor did get hit with that Nerf stick, and Venomancer, as I said in the first game, he brings push to the table. Push just isn't the order of business anymore in my mind. I just don't see it as the right style. I mean, some push is good, yes, but Razor and Veno, when you really want a style that can fight. If we see the return of, say, anti-carry type of Razor and not, oh, I'm just going to go refresher Ags, maybe, but this is going to be interesting nonetheless. Legion Commander does, however, receive a ban, which does surprise me. Legion Commander really hasn't stormed onto the scene like I would expect.
Yeah, I was thinking that Legion Commander would be a lot higher a priority in drafts than she has been, and the times I've seen her, she's pretty lackluster. I don't know, teams just seem really accustomed to dealing with the Legion Commander. Every once in a while, you see a ridiculous Legion Commander that gets a whole lot of damage, but it's... I don't know. I'm interested to see why Legion Commander isn't getting the praise that I thought she would. I think a lot of it has to do with how the pushing style kind of completely phased out. Hehe are going to pick up the tree. We saw tree last game. A lot of these heroes are trading hands in this game number 2. Tree and Protector, I'm still kind of on the fence about the hero, but last game it worked wonders for Denial.
I can understand why you're on the fence, but I've always liked Trient. The reason he wasn't so much picked up in 8.1 was, sorry, 6.81, just how quickly towers would fall. There's no point living armoring a tower that's going to be dead in 3 seconds flat, but
10 seconds
Trient
to
Protector
go.
can now defend the buildings with much more efficiency once more. Push strategies are falling off, and we get to see combinations that Godblack came up with originally. I mean, we've seen Trient Weaver in this patch. We've seen Trient played as the offlane. We've seen Trient in a supporting combo. Trient does work quite nicely, and he has something that he can build to now with purpose when he's still in that 4 role. The Aghanim's. We saw how effective it was in that last game. There were 20-odd Eyes of the Forest up. That provides a huge amount of vision, and Now we're going into the unorthodox once again. We get a PA for denial.
I'm not even sure if this is entirely unorthodox. As far as Wisp partners go, it is one of the less common ones, but Phantom Assassin Wisp is a pretty solid one. With Overcharge as well as the Blink Strike extra attack speed, Phantom Assassin cleaves through heroes incredibly quickly. And if you have a BKB as well as your Blur, they can't touch you when you have Overcharge on you. Like, there's hardly a way that you can actually kill that PA if she's rushing at you, and if she gets a crit, you're almost instantly dead. Gyrocopter, the next pickup for Hehe. It's an okay carry pick. It is probably going to be their safe lane farmer. Supported by Tree and Protector, I think that's going to be an off-lane Veno, potentially dual lanes, but Denial's next pick, Queen of Pain, I'm quite liking their lineup, but they need to get off the ball very quickly. They need that level 6 on their Wisp, they need the Blink Dagger on the Batrider, and they need levels on their Queen of Pain. If they're able to get those things, and then transition those into kills come the mid-game, they're going to be in a great position. But if they don't, you're going to have a Phantom Assassin that can't really man-fight up against a Gyrocopter that will be building into an MKB.
MKB is a flat-out requirement whenever you see a PA, and I'll agree, I do like Denial's draft. They have gank, fight, more gank. Did I mention gank? I like this style. They can get in the face of Hehe very quickly. For Hehe, however, we haven't generally seen much of Gyrocopter in recent incarnations of the game, but consider this for a moment. Razor, potentially mid. Venomancer, Treant, Gyrocopter, aggressive tri-lane. Remember, at level 1, Rocket Barrage does the highest alpha of any level 1 skill near enough in the game. He does 330 damage if all of those rockets hit the same target. How many skills at level 1 can you name that deal 330 damage? Of course, that's before resistance.
Rocket Barrage, that's about it. I actually do like that lane, coming out from Hehe. Denial might end up going aggressive themselves, not to go head-on-head, but maybe to avoid that lane, as that's incredibly potent. But if they don't get the early kills off, they're going to have problems transitioning that lane into anything important. But then again, go boots first on Tree and Protector, lead seed somebody, punch them, follow up with the Gale, follow up with the Rocket Barrage from the Gyrocopter. There's plenty of CC if they isolate somebody away from creeps.
Well, that's the entire thing, if they isolate someone away from creeps. And you did quite rightly mention Tree and Protector. He can come forward and just punch someone with that staggeringly large amount of physical damage. 89 at level 1, my memory says. Might be 86, but you get the point. Really high physical damage potential for that Treant.
Yeah, definitely. Hehe have their last pick. The last ban coming out from Denial was the Nature's Prophet. Assuming that the two supports are going to be Venomancer and Tree and Protector, we're probably looking at offlaner. Centaur's still in the pool and might be pretty solid for Hehe. Not sure if they want to go down that direction, however. The aggressive tri-lane is available. Maybe they go for something a tad greedier to solo safe lane farm, or maybe replace the Gyrocopter in the aggressive tri-lane with something else and allow the Gyrocopter farm up against the bat. Although not the best lane for Gyrocopter, he can handle it reasonably well. It's going to be Avenge, last pick for Hehe. That answers no questions about the draft.
No, this doesn't. It could be a support Treant Venge, which honestly I'm leaning towards, considering Hehe like to have that core Venomancer. Then you've got, of course, the magic missile to start off a fight. Gyrocopter can then get up close and personal, Rocket Barrage. So that seems like the most logical thing to expect in my mind. But you could still go with support Venomancer, offlane Treant. That will give the Treant more levels, get him that living armor up as soon as possible, and once again be able to protect those towers. And protecting those towers is going to be one of the most important things in this game. But there we go, one of our favorite heroes. Both of us casters love to see Earthshaker, and this is, in my mind, the right choice. Vengeful Spirit will want to get up close and personal to right-click. Gyrocopter, he wants to get in your face, considering he's going to be in the middle of the fight. Flat Cannon, Rocket Barrage. Treant, very much the same. If Effing Mad can be the counter-initiation, oh, they're all coming for one of us, Blink Echo. Effing Mad can just deliver some decisive turnarounds.
Definitely. Even though he is operating with a melee carry, as the Phantom Assassin, you don't care very much about being blocked. So the Earthshaker, the fissures aren't going to be detrimental at the very least. And if you get a good block off on to the likes of the Gyrocopter or the Venomancer, they're going to be brought down so incredibly fast. Earthshaker, I just love him as a hero, and I think this game is no exception. When paired with the IO, it's not the best roaming duo. This is more or less just going to be a defensive Earthshaker, but there is that kill potential if you do get that block.
Indeed there is, and of course, you also can deliver that Earthshaker via relocate as well, if you really just want to deliver one decisive blow. If you have to kill everyone in the bloody room, effing mad.
Of course, and on the Radiant side, it is going to be Denial Esports with effing Mad on the Earthshaker. We are going to have Paris playing on the bat, currently walking down towards the bottom lane. I think he's going to be left solo. Funzy going playing on the mid, Queen of Pain. CryoJ as well as Jural are currently heading towards top. They are partners on the Wisp as well as the Phantom Assassin. Potentially a dual lane setup coming out from Denial.
I would actually expect some form of a dual lane from Denial with their lineup. I mean, they want to get levels on many of these heroes. Wisp needs a level 6, Batrider level 6, Queen of Pain and Earthshaker both are very level dependent as well. So some form of dual lane style I think would be better than the tri-lane potential that we could see. I mean, tri-lanes, they generally will mean the supports will suffer in terms of levels and experience, which Denial can't really afford with their lineup. They want to gank, get 6 fast, gank some more. Objectives are secondary to getting some kills.
Yeah. I don't know, let's see. On the side of hehe, their tri-lane is going to be made up of the Coon, playing on the Gyrocopter, potentially as a support, actually. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Chip Sagan on the Treant Protector. The last hero in that lane is going to be HWA playing on the Vengeful Spirit, starting out with the Ring of Protection. Mid's going to be Excalibur on his Razor, and solo safe lane is the Venomancer, played by Nahiz.
The game is on.
But flip side of that coin, of course, we've got Jural on that Phantom Assassin. We've got Creo on the Wisp. We've got in the mid lane Funzy on the Queen of Pain, and that's one of his signature heroes. This is going to be one hell of a show. Over on that bottom lane, we do have Paris handling the Batrider, and I believe we have an effing Mad Earthshaker lurking around somewhere.
Currently lurking around mid, potentially looking for a fissure, but not sure if he's going to be able to find anything. It is going to be a double damage room picked up by the Gyrocopter. He's starting out very regen heavy, and they're leaving the Vengeful Spirit solo in the lane. It looks like it is going to be a roaming Gyrocopter. Not something we mentioned in the draft, but it definitely could work out. Although, Chip Sagan with boots, or no boots first on the Treant Protector, getting these early kills is going to be very difficult. Queen of Pain already starting out with the Blink, should keep her safe, but instead they're going to go on the aggressive onto Excalibur. The right clicks are going to be there, as Funzy draws first blood. Leech Seed does come out from Chip Sagan. The Blink already spent, they're just looking to isolate her with the double damage from Gyrocopter, putting a lot of hurt into Funzy. They need one more punch from Treant Protector. Will it come there? There it will. Down for the Heavens, Treant Protector drops down the Queen of Pain. 1-for-1 the trade in mid so far. Actually, another hero did die on the sidelines. Treant Protector makes his way out of there. 2-for-1 our final kill score.
The Earthshaker managed to clean up the Gyrocopter, and quite the fight there to favour the Earthshaker in terms of experience. I mean, it's a nice thing to get that extra kill. He's already level 3 on that Earthshaker at 1 minute into the game, so good advantage towards getting that Echo Slam. Hell, towards getting that Arcanes into Blink Dagger.
Yeah, a great start for effing Mad. The other lanes that we haven't looked at very much is Jural as well as CryoJ up in top. Jural's farming very well, kind of as to be expected with the Venomancer. At these early levels, he can't do much to zone. Although the Poison Sting Harass is going to be annoying, plenty of regen coming up from the Phantom Assassin herself, and then the Tether from the Wisp as well.
But we're looking just for, in my mind, an aggressive series of lanes for Denial. They have the potential to kill on pretty much all of these lanes, especially now we see the roaming Earthshaker. I mentioned this when we were discussing the Bounty Rune during one of the extended pauses of last game. This can help out effing Mad quite heavily, and he's even going to find said Bounty Runes that we were discussing. It's going to be a very nice start for him, and I want to see some roaming Earthshaker just looking for those long-range fissures and killing off anyone they can. Speaking of killing, Jural starting to throw some good damage into Nihis. The Living Arm is going to try to buy some time, but that's immediately going to get removed, and there's that roaming Earthshaker. This is what I wanted to see. Another kill going on to effing Mad, and, well, what more could we ask for?
A kill on the Queen of Pain in mid happens in the meantime off of the back of a haste rune on the Coon. Didn't actually see that happen, but that was an immaculate block coming out from effing Mad. You can't really ask for more. Drops another Fissure. Doesn't clip onto the Gyrocopter. If it did, it would drop him dangerously low, if not instantly killing him with level 2 into the Fissure. But there you have it, 3-2 our kill score. Both teams fighting back in a fairly similar way. Vengeful Spirit has gotten some good farm down in bottom, but as far as heroes are concerned, I'd rather have farm on my Phantom Assassin.
I would agree to that. This is something that occurs to me, since I was even casting a game, I want to say, 2 days ago. It was First Departure versus, I can't remember who it was against, but First Departure played a Corvenge. And they won with it. It was nuts, the level of damage they could get out of a Corvenge. So if they're getting some farm onto the Venge, that can work out quite nicely. But HWA could be threatened here. Does he eat a dagger from Jural?
Yeah, it's more or less just going to be annoying, keeping him at arm's length. He doesn't have any mana, HWA, so he doesn't have the threat of throwing in a magic missile, and with a Wisp partnered up as well as a Clarity in this lane, Jural can throw out those daggers like candy. He doesn't really have to stop that for anything. Currently down in bottom, Paris is taking a lot of harass from his. This is the solo lane that we saw earlier on. This time the Venomancer getting the better half of it. Yeah, the Batrider can't really do anything about these wards if they're positioned well. He'll be harassed by quite a heavy margin. They rotate in the Gyrocopter. They still don't have that stun mana from Vengeful Spirit. Actually, take that back. There is 5 stick charges on Venge, so they will have 1 stun if they're able to isolate it. Although the Coon, he's been rotating around. He has 2 points up in the missile, 1 point in Rocket Barrage, getting that bounty rune to start things off. He has the boots. But outside of the early kills that he's been involved with, Gyrocopter hasn't done very much as they go aggressive up into top. HWA going to eat a little bit of damage, but it's not enough. He is going to tank a lot of creep aggro, but they are rotating in with Chip Sagan. I don't think anything's going to happen, but let's see.
They're not going to be able to get Creo, I don't think, and they're TP out by Gerald, but do they have enough to get the stun off? No, they don't have those stick charges anymore, so they couldn't at least get the kill there. So a double TP out from Denial, and they'll play it safe.
Yeah, it's going to be beneficial for them. The Vengeful Spirit went for a Wave of Terror very early on in there, and I think HW probably should have held it, but we are going to see the Venomancer again being going aggressively on. The Fissure comes through, one last punch from the Earthshaker. Going to be a killing spree, almost 5 minutes in for effing mad.
He's already got his Arcane Boots. What more could you ask for? We're looking for a Blink Dagger on effing mad, and, well, from that point on, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Early power of an Earthshaker, you cannot underestimate. You have to show an Earthshaker a good degree of respect if he can get that Blink Dagger online at a good point in the game.
Yeah, this is the ideal situation for Earthshaker. It can hardly get better for you. Yeah, wherever effing Mad goes, he finds a block, he finds a kill. It's as simple as that.
And he can still throw out the harassment. Now he's got those Arcane Boots and just force Nihis to play a little bit more defensive. But top lane, potential to kill HWA there, but he does have support backing up. The Coon has that level of damage, and with that rocket starting to fly through, could be fairly nasty. They threw the stun out onto Joral, but I don't think they're going to be able to commit to this one under the tower. They've just got too much movement speed right now, and while Joral will drop low, they can't finish him off.
Yeah, we'll force out a salve from Joral with the mana being spent from hehe. It's a fairly even exchange in that regard. Yeah, even though the Vengeful Spirit rotated top, it's actually the Queen of Pain to get the kill on the Razor, diving mid again with effing Mad setting it up with the Fissure.
This is the kind of thing I was expecting in Game 1. A very aggressive style, considering the drafts we saw in Game 1. Just the ability to repeatedly fight across all lanes, and with 6 minutes in, we already have 7 kills. That's more than we had in Game 1 by a large margin. You've still got to consider, rune play is the main factor in this patch. Funzy, having good rune control, getting another bounty rune. On the top lane, I believe it went onto the Gyrocopter, who has that Invis rune lurking around looking for a kill, but I don't think they're going to be able to find anything. Just look how defensive Denial's lane is. They realize something's amiss.
Yeah, they did spot out that Invis rune, I believe, by their ward on the enemy side of the river. It's about to time out, but I think that's why they're playing defensively enough. But Joral, ooh, he's walking forward. They're not going to be able to get a magic missile off onto him, so they won't find a kill with that. This Gyrocopter, he's trying to play a similar game to what the Earthshaker is doing, but not to the same extent. This Gyrocopter eventually might transition into a carry, but for now is going to be a support that does a decent amount of damage, but they need to make something happen with this roaming Gyrocopter. I would have liked to see the Vengeful Spirit played more as a support if they're going to do that. Give the Venomancer the core amount of farm in the top lane and maybe shift things around, maybe give the Treant the off lane instead, just so that they have a more reliable way to get kills. Because right now, the only lane that they can try for kills in is the Vengeful Spirit's lane, and even then, the Phantom Assassin has a Wisp backing her up, as well as an Earthshaker Fissure, which is going to come out onto HWA.
Yeah, but that defensive swap will at least get him out of dodge for now, but the Coon does eat a large amount of creep aggro and creep damage, so a little bit of a trade across the board. The swap being used that defensively, not really ideal. There's still damage going on the other lanes. Excalibur did get forced out of that mid lane. He's got less than 40 health, so that'll be another thing to keep an eye on. He does have his full Aquila now, but the daggers keep getting thrown here by Joral, and they're just keeping good control there. Effing Mad has that little bit of a level advantage as well, so he can at least fight here fairly decently, especially with those arcanes to keep this flowing.
Yeah. Joral, ooh, he's going to go aggressively on HWA. He can't really do this, however. He's going to take a lot of damage in return. I don't think he's going to die.
I don't think he'll die, though, either, but still, this is good harassment across the board. Now, Funzy looking to chase down Chip Sagan. All it'll take is one more right-click, potentially, or one effing Mad Fissure.
And it's going to come through. That's a dominating spree for an Earthshaker. It's continuing to look great for this Earthshaker. He's currently sitting on 900 gold. At this time, an Earthshaker would be happy to get Arcane Boots. Down at bottom, Echo Slam committed onto his. They'll be able to bring down this Venomancer. He's healing up pretty decently, but not enough. Mega kill for effing Mad.
Indeed, and he's only 1,000 gold away from that Blink Dagger. this could get so much worse for Hehe, and Hehe need to start respecting this Earthshaker a little bit more. They've seen how aggressively he's rotating around this map. They have to keep an eye out. They need, in all honesty, a bit more ward vision, because if we look at the only ward that the dire side of Hehe have up right now, it's up here on this tier 1 on the top lane, just to give a bit of vision behind the tower so they can see the Earthshaker coming in. They need to see if the Earthshaker's coming on one of the rivers or through the jungle, through the gank paths. It's not enough.
Yeah. This Vengeful Spirit, her build, she's going to start with Tranquil Boots to negate a little bit of the harass coming out from the Stifling Daggers, but now they go aggressively with the Queen of Pain rotating in. Jarl takes a lot of damage, but not before H2A is dropped very low, eating through the living armor with the dagger from the Queen of Pain. They'll be able to find a kill on this Venge, and suddenly this game looks very bad for Hehe.
This looks a lot like game 1. Hehe at a disadvantage early game, especially when they lose Chip Sagan to the damage of Dural and Funzy. That makes things so much more worse. Plasma Field comes out from Excalibur, but it doesn't connect. It can't finish anyone off, and in fact, they're going to turn around and kill him. Double kill for Funzy, and effing Mad doing work.
Absolutely. This is exactly what you want your Queen of Pain to be doing. A Queen of Pain is not a hero that can sit passively in the lane. Once you get that level 8, level 7 thereabouts, you start rotating, and Funzy's done that amazingly. Though dying earlier on, is currently 4-2-2 in the kill score, and is looking pretty solid, well on her way towards whatever item she wants to go for. And no matter what it is, it's going to be pretty huge. If you just go straight for the BKB, not my personal choice, but she'd be very able to go aggressively. If she goes for that Orchid, these targets like the Vengeful Spirit, heck, the Gyrocopter Razor, everybody on the side of Hehe are just going to fall so quickly, especially when you have a blinking Earthshaker that's not too far away. This is going to be one of the faster Earthshaker blinks that you see when they go for Arcane Boots first, and he bumps in Chip Sagan, but with no backup, can't go for it.
This should be something to check on that Dota, just how well this Earthshaker has done compared to others after this game. But this is quite the show of force coming out of Denial, and if they can keep performing like this, it is going to be so much more painful. I mean, I'm going to actually join the jungle in the meantime. Paris is going to get dove on by the Coon, but just in come the crits, in comes Jorel, trying to finish off the Coon, but can't quite manage it. That living armor is just buying so much time. Then again, in comes effing Mad to just seal the deal. They're going to look for Nihis as well, but in comes Chip Sagan, Echo Slam to be commit. Funzy on a dominating spree, but the daggers keep flowing in from Jorel. Now the Wisp relocate, the Tether. Batrider aggressive, going to go on to Nihis. A couple of right clicks through from Jorel will finish off that Venomancer. Another Fissure comes down, and it just stops all manners of aggression. And that, I believe, at the end of the day, is a 0-for-3 kill lead from that fight alone. The way of Denial.
Yeah, we were talking a lot about the Earthshaker's Blink Dagger, which is pretty darn close now after winning a fight without dying. But Paris finds his Blink Dagger at a very good timing as well, and is going to put it to good use. The Phantom Assassin skirting on the edges of that fight, just keeping those dagger spams going through. If you get a crit on those daggers, it does a very significant damage, even if you don't fully commit. The Gyrocopter did a lot of damage in return with the Rocket Barrage when she went onto him, but it wasn't enough to bring her down. In the meantime, the Queen of Pain gets solo kills on the other side of the map, working on that Oblivion Staff. Now finds a Chip Sagan. Chip Sagan, you're dead. Yeah, Chip Sagan is going to living armor through a lot of that, and he might actually survive. There's not going to be enough ticks of damage, I don't think, and he has a salve if things get really hairy, but on the sidelines, Funzy going to be bottling up. He does have a missile on his back. With Haste Rune, he's not going to be able to kite that around, even so. Doesn't do much damage since the travel distance is very low.
But we do also have that Firefly. I was wondering if we wouldn't see a commit to the mid lane from HWA and Nihis, but they can't really afford to dive this one. I mean, you've got that power of the Batrider nearby, as well as effing Mad on that Earthshaker, who's only 45 gold away from the dagger. This is a damn quick dagger by all manners, and Nihis, in the meantime, will be the victim here, potentially. A couple more right clicks could seal the deal, but no, not going to be able to finish it off in time. Just the threat of the Coon with that Rocket Barrage would be more than enough to bring down Funzy, and the last thing they really want to do now is give away a kill on the Queen of Pain or the Earthshaker. That spree gold would be far too much. And I'm going to take a quick look at the graphs right now. That's about a 7,500 gold lead the way of Denial, and the same in experience. This is quite the large lead. It's honestly Denial's game to throw at this point.
It really is. Earthshaker, he has a Blink Dagger at 13 minutes, and this is a time that an offlaner would be getting their Blink Dagger if they rushed it. But this Earthshaker went for boots first. Honestly, this is mid-Earthshaker levels of farm. He's getting it from his kill score. He's 5-0-5, but the Blink Echo Slam is coming off of online in 10 seconds. It's only level 1, unfortunately enough for him, but with the Queen of Pain as well to back up, it's plenty of damage. Queen of Pain, speaking of her, well on her way towards an Orchid at a very good click for Funzy. And the items are just so huge from Denial, but we saw last game how one fight can really turn the entire game, and that's what you're looking for. 13-2, it's looking grim, but they're not out of it. Their team scale is pretty well late, but right now, they just need more. The Gyrocopter has nothing. TP up top. Funzy potentially going to be able to go on to HWAs. They drop the ultimate as well as the Scream, and now the Dagger is going to be a Flame Break, and that's going to secure the deal, as well as the Tier 1 tower on top of it.
On the bot lane, however, we do have some threat being thrown into Joral. He will eat a rocket, but can the Coon deliver? No, he can't. In comes the Echo Slam. The damage is there from that Earthshaker. Effing Mad delivers. Make that 2 kills on this bottom lane. So that's a 0 for 3 from 2 skirmishes across the map.
Okay, so Earthshaker, I think his goal this game is to keep his KDA completely balanced. 6-0-6, looking wonderful in that respect. Now we need to see another 1 kill and an assist, and well, he might break the balance here as his is going to be jumped on. They relocate, and oh, that's going to be a mega kill. Okay, now effing Mad needs to get another kill. The Tier 1 tower in mid's probably going to be denied, and it looks like it will.
Yeah, if they can keep the control of the map like this, keep denying the towers, they're just going to maintain their gold flow so nicely throughout this game. 17 for 2 at 14 minutes into the game. This is going to be oh so incredibly hard for hehe to fight back into. Sure, if they can get a kill on the Earthshaker or a kill on the Phantom Assassin, this can all add up and they can recover the gold, but they're already losing objectives. They're not being able to finish off the objectives that they've damaged excessively. And the Treant really isn't able to defend the towers as, per se, he would like. I mean, take a look at this on bottom lane. He is spending so much time putting living armor on heroes, he's not able to heal up the towers. That tower is under half health, and it's just not being healed by a living armor.
Yeah. Queen of Pain with a sub 15-minute Orchid Malevolence. If she finds anybody, they're dead. Regeneration Rune as well. She's going to have all the mana in the world. Doesn't have the ultimate as they go down and bottom onto Drow. He's going to Blink Strike away to his Wisp. Try to TP out. Do they have a way to cancel it? I don't think they do. Is the damage going to be there? No, it won't. Tick damage is not going to be enough in the well in order to take him down as in mid. They're able to take this Tier 1 tower pretty effectively with just too many heroes. Hehe are going to push down bottom, but there's no Tier 1 tower for them to take, and they're going to be forced back.
Well, in comes into mid lane, the Coon. He wants to come in and try to stop this push in the mid lane. You'll see 3 evacuations coming out of Denial. They really do not want to hang around oh so excessively. But if we look at Denial, they don't have the Queen of Pain ultimate. They have got it in 5 seconds. With that, they might decide to go. In fact, here we go. Aggressive relocate coming in. Funzy does eat a rocket. You've got effing Mad. They go on to Nihis. If they can bring Nihis down, that's going to be huge. But there's a good poison nova. That's going to buy a lot of time. And they will manage to bring down the Queen of Pain. She's dead for 40 seconds. Does have a buyback, but that is possibly the best fight he could hope for. They got the Queen of Pain, one of the most valuable, important targets that they could want. But they are overstaying their welcome in my mind. Effing Mad lurking nearby wants to fight once more, and Paris going to go for the Coon. There's going to be far too much damage committed, and Effing Mad will clean up the wicked sick.
707 on Effing Mad. He's living up to his previous streak. The Queen of Pain was trying for some fancy plays there, got off a beautiful ultimate, but in the end, if you die, it doesn't matter if your ultimate is beautiful or not. And they weren't able to keep the kills after the fact, but now they might be able to do so on his as they jump in with Jarrell. Jarrell's trying to get the kill, he will be able to get it, and then crits promptly onto Chip Sagan. They're going in the Wisp on the backlines, they blow up the Wisp on the backlines. Jarrell is running away, and he should be able to escape back to the safety of his creep wave as well as his friendly heroes. Funzy's inbound with the Orchid available, but no ultimate. It looks like everybody's just going to back away.
I was going to say, they might choose to re-engage just for the sheer fact that Effing Mad has himself his Echo Slam once more. And we're at 17 minutes. He's already got a Blink. He's already got components to a Force Staff coming online. I mean, this is the epitome of a farmed Shaker. They can just look to fight off the back of Echo Slam alone. And that's almost a level 2 Echo to boot. Level 2 Echo Slam will completely decimate these heroes of hehe United.
Not even a dream of a BKB on any of these heroes. Eventually Razor might get it. In fact, he might be getting it now in replacement of an Aghanim Scepter, which I think he's building. But the BKB might be a complete necessity. So you're dealing with a Queen of Pain and Earthshaker. And even if you get the BKB, you're going to deal with Phantom Assassin with now a completed Battle Fury. That physical damage is going to start racking up huge. Phantom Assassin, I'm not sure if she's holding her point, or if she misskilled. Let's see. Yeah, that's 11 points. You actually didn't put the point in ultimate at 11. There's no real reason to do that. I think that's just a misclick.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. I mean, I've seen even Puppy and crew do that on occasion. Very rare, but it happens. Maybe a misclick, maybe something along that line. But we're still just looking for that sheer fighting power. Even though there's the point into something other than the ult, it does not matter all that much. As now we go aggressive, they're going to look to bring down the Razor, and he just cannot survive. He just evaporated.
He was next to a double creep wave and got dunked by the Earthshaker. Yeah, and then they relocated Jarrell just to get a crit, and it really was a coup de grace. Like, it was just his last little bit of HP, and then all there was left was a blood splatter. Tier 2 tower up in top is going to take a little bit of damage for that. Although they're not going to fully commit, we might see a fight over in their jungle as the Coon's caught out, drops the call down, but that's all that he can do, as he's going to be the one to fall as Nihiz gets lassoed up. Now Jarrell is inbound, taking a lot of damage from the poison, but now with a crit, one more auto attack's all that they need. Will they be able to find it? The damage is going to be there. Jarrell needs to be careful, taking down the poison sting as well as ultimate, but with a wisp, he should be safe.
He should be completely safe. I mean, the Veil of Discord is something to keep in mind, but it's just not enough this early. And top lane, as you say, HWA could be in a little bit of trouble. There's eat some harassment from Funzy, but Funzy does not want to overcommit. So they're just coming in with that surgical blade, getting a kill here, getting a kill there, a tower here, a tower there. Not overextending, not overcommitting. 22-4 as we stand, and this is just beautiful play coming out of Denial.
It really is. Surgical definitely describes it. Maybe acupuncture as well, just finding really small pressure points where they can, I don't know, just isolate hehe and stop them from doing anything. Right now they have a Vengeful Spirit with okay farm, I suppose. Razor with also okay farm, but it's nothing that's going to carry them through this game, and right now they're just targets for effing Mad and Funzy to take down as HWA gets ulted by the Queen of Pain. Whether or not that was necessary, it was used, and they're going to find themselves a kill richer. It's on one of the core heroes on the side of hehe. So I suppose that's what the ultimate's there for. Just use it to get the kills.
Yeah, I mean, the cooldown for Queen of Pain's ultimate, fairly short in all honesty. I mean, 2 minutes, having that much large burst damage, and that'll only be improved by an Aghanim's. In a game like this, with that much of a gold lead on that Queen of Pain, I would not be surprised to see said Aghanim's, but instead it will actually be a Necrobook, so getting some pushing power going, considering it's what Denial lacked, the ability to push towers per se. But Roshan, on the flip side of the coin, is the order of business for hehe United. If they can get Roshan and the Aegis, that will be quite nice, but this is a Roshan pit up against an Earthshaker. They do need to respect that Shaker, and he does have that level 2 Echo Slam right now. But his Blink Dagger's disabled for at least a few seconds more, so that's going to at least be fairly unpleasant.
It definitely is. Roshan is going to be abandoned. It's up against a Batrider as well as he goes straight onto HWA. The swap comes out, but that's just going to throw a chip stake into the dogs. That is going to be a monster kill for effing Mad. Nihiz is in the meantime jumping in. He will be able to get the ultimate off onto Jarrell, but it's not enough. They're still working on Roshan with the little Plague Wards, but they're going to be cleaned up as Jarrell jumps again onto Nihiz. Link comes his way as well as a Magic Missile, but the Echo Slam onto 3. Double kill, looking to make it a triple ultra kill for this Earthshaker. Now Nihiz is without a team. He's going to be dropped down by Jarrell and company as effing Mad has completely stayed the balance inside his KDA. 11-10. Effing Mad is having the game of his life on this Earthshaker.
What in Divinity's Edge was that? Effing Mad has just been playing out of his mind on this Shaker. I'll completely agree to that, but you could see the sort of sad tear out of the corner of his eye. He was looking for that Rampage, didn't quite manage to get it because he was on the wrong side of the fissure, but it does not matter. He'll come in and get the Beyond Godlike anyway.
Man, this is GG. What a different game from game number 1. Denial Esports just going in with the surgical blade and executing. Poor Denial, or rather, poor hehe. My goodness, hehe put all that they had in that game number 1, and they almost made it work, but that must have been exhausting for them, and I think it's showing. But more than anything, that Earthshaker play.
That was an absolute show of force more than anything, that Earthshaker
Yes.
play.
It really was. 401 GPM on an Earthshaker is ridiculous. 12-0 and 10. That's one for effing Mad's wall of games to remember. That was something.
Yeah, that indeed was something, and that does mean Denial will take the first game in the Yard Red 2-0.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a 2-0, to be honest. I think we can almost call that first game a 1-1. and yeah, I don't know. But still, it is going to be Denial coming away with the victory. Well on their way towards a $5,000 prize pool. It is all benefiting charity, however, if you buy the tickets inside the Dota 2 store. And if you are interested in getting one of those, we also have a giveaway going away on our Facebook at facebook.com/HeflaTV. And so if you find that post and then comment on it, you'll be in the running for a free ticket if you do want to watch this in the in-game. Other than that, I'm not sure there's much more to say. Twitter and Facebook, HeflaTV is where you can find us. The rest of the Yard Red Festival in English will be here on this ESFX stream. Hopefully, it'll stop acting up like it was today. I've been Granus V, he's been Blackadder. Do you have any closing words?
Bring on more games. Honestly, just bring on more games.
Yes, please. Okay, so that's going to be me and Blackadder signing out. See you soon.